Guys in capes.
Rogues who sneaky.
Thank you for tuning in.
To entertain the geeky?
Because we're Chris and Rodger.
You totally forgot that bit.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. We're
gonna roll with it.
Yeah, whoa. Time out. I know we have sponsors now, and like we want to like up our game, but we don't edit.
Actually, we need to talk about one.
Why?
Because we drop a sponsor ad right at the beginning.
Yeah, I thought we...
So we're going to do it right now.
What? No.
Yeah, guys. No. I'm going to tell you about our friends at SlugFest Games.
SlugFestGames.com/ETG?
Yes, so that's the web address that you're going to go to check out some of the stuff that they have going on.
Like Red Dragon Inn.
Red Dragon Inn. Battle for Greyport.
One of my personal favorites, Fishing for Terrorist.
And High Noon Saloon.
Oh, High Noon Saloon. They have more than just games, though.
They've got swag.
T-shirts. SlugFestGames.com/ETG's got you covered.
Yeah, they've got the swag for you to...
SlugFestGames.com/ETG. So you totally dwarfed that one.
Yeah.
There at the end.
I feel like we should
nope,
edit
good.
that one.
We're good.
We're
good. Normally, okay, guys. Normally, our first ad for the day is something that we've previously recorded, and we just dump it in as like boom, here you go. But we haven't canned a bunch of new ad ties since they gave us a landing page.
Yeah.
So it's kind of thrown us for a loop here. But a big shout out. Speaking of SlugFest Games, a big shout out to the Fantasy Shop in St. Charles and John Perks for allowing us to host our first Red Dragon Inn event.
It was a blast.
8 people showed up. I'll be honest, 8 people showed up, which for as little as we promoted that on social media, I was very excited.
I mean, it got promoted on social media well. It didn't get promoted in store well enough.
Which is a learning experience for us.
Yeah, but all in all, awesome event.
Kristen won her first game.
She won her first
Kristen
game.
Medlock won. Kristen Medlock Unger, sorry. I knew her before she got married. She won. AJ and his wife had a good time.
When some people got turned on to the game.
Yeah, no, people walking by got turned on to the game.
Yeah.
And that's what we want. Right there. It's like if you come and play great, awesome. We want you there. But if you ever see us at an event and you don't want to partake in the event, but you kind of want to know what's going on,
holler.
Ask us questions. That's what we're there for.
In a game like that, we love Red Dragon Inn.
Yeah, I didn't even play the first game. I sat around, did the whole I'm a hype man event type thing. It was a lot of fun.
It was. Well, and the energy from the players was so good. Everybody's smiling.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, oh, haha. And when you get to stick it to your friend, that's what's happening.
Oh, that we hate. We hated Joe off the board.
Yeah, game one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very common occurrence in Red Dragon Inn. So
hating someone off the board.
From Red Dragon Inn 1, there's a character. He's like a halfling, and his name's like Gurky or Grecky or something like that.
Gerlach, I don't know.
It's something with a G, and he's this little thief.
Yeah.
And I like to play him because he's a disruptive character.
Yeah.
And everybody hates me off the board when I play him.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, no, Chris.
No. You can't do that. No.
They're like, you get out. Well, he doesn't drink well, okay, because he's a halfling.
Sort of like Chris in real life.
I drink fine.
It's the other people that don't drink well with you.
I get along fine.
You know how many times you and I have almost come to fisticuffs when we're drunk?
Never.
3 times.
We've never almost come to fisticuffs.
Yes, we have.
When?
Whenever I say something, you say that's stupid, and we're in the middle of hot shots yelling at each other.
It's
3 times.
We've never almost come to fisticuffs. Get out of here.
Maybe.
No, we didn't. Shut up.
Yeah.
You were making crap up.
No. We'll get Dustin in. He'll vouch for this.
No, he won't.
Yeah, he talked about it the other night.
You've got a false memory here.
I was drunk. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you don't even know what happened.
Also,
yes,
Newcastle. Big shout out to Newcastle.
Oh yeah, Newcastle Comics and Games. Guys, if you're in the St. Louis area, check them out. They let us record our first episode of Geeks Go there. Huge shout out to Carl, the cosplayer. She was sweet enough to come out and help us out with that.
Yeah.
And for only the simple payment of taking her to breakfast.
Which she didn't even know she was getting at the time, but
no.
Fat guy got hungry.
Yeah, I mean, everybody there was hungry, so we went to Denny's afterwards. But Newcastle is awesome.
Like they came in early for us to let us shoot there.
They were so accommodating.
They actually opened the register early for us so we could buy some things. It was really nice of those guys. A big shout out to them, guys. Just stop by, say hi. Honestly, they're really cool. It's a really cool little store.
Well, and they're beefing up their game side of things.
Yeah, they are. They've completely redone the game side entirely. Like it's laid out differently now. They seem to be putting more money into that.
This is so here in St. Louis. There are the pretty comic shops, and there are the ones that are, hey, this is a comic shop.
And this one's sort of like in between.
It is right in between.
It's not like Comic Relief out in St. Charles where you walk in and like it's a comic shop.
Yeah, like a dungeon. Basically.
Yeah, like you're afraid if you can't answer what happened in Spider-Man 137, the guy might not sell to you. That's a comic shop. And then you got the pretty shops, like here we go, like the fantasy shop, which is open. It's very accommodating to anybody. They just want to get people in.
Really pretty floor plan.
Yeah, and then there's the middle of the ground, and that's what Newcastle is. It hits that whole. You still feel like you have nerd cred for going there. Yeah, but they're very accommodating to new people.
Absolutely,
it's a very nice little layout they got going.
It's a cool store.
A lot of back issues.
Oh, their back issues are freaking awesome. The owner is such a cool guy.
Yeah,
Awesome
big shout out to them. They got a nice little Magic selection going on. Honestly, did you see all the booster boxes they have?
They keep more booster boxes than I think most other companies.
Well, here's the thing. St. Louis is, guys, for you that don't listen to St. Louis, we are in a weird situation where we can't throw a rock without hitting a game store. Yeah. I have been to many different cities, and there's always 2 or 3 game stores. But not like here in St. Louis. Like, we are oversaturated with game stores, and they all do well.
They do. But they all have their niche.
They do. But it's so cool to see that and to see. I love going to different game stores. Like, I love going out of town and visiting game stores. But it always bums me out when I go to like a place like San Antonio and I do the web search and there's only like 4. Mm-hmm. It's a city that's 3 times our size, if not 4 times our size. They got 4 comic shops that sell games. Here we got 4 just in a 10-minute drive from us. Yeah.
I mean, that's it. I don't know. That's one of the beautiful things about being here, though.
Well, in St. Louis, here we go again for you out-of-towners don't know. St. Louis, we have this really weird mentality that if I have to drive more than 10 minutes to get somewhere, it's too fucking far.
Way too far.
Way too far. Like, we'll drive an hour. We'll come across the river in St. Charles to St. Louis to go to work and take an hour drive to go to work every day, but damn it, we will not go 10 more minutes for a fucking McDonald's burger.
No, or for a game.
A game, nope. We're not driving more than 10 minutes. Ain't happening. Too fucking far.
Yeah, we've got 3 that basically butt up against each other. You've got Newcastle Fantasy Shop and good God, North Central.
North Central's not really a game store though. Like they're a hobby shop. You've got Game Haven.
Game Haven as well, yeah.
Game Haven, Fantasy Shop, Creve Coeur, Newcastle, like just all butt up against each other.
They do.
And then not that far from Creve Coeur, you've got Game Night. And then you've also got in the Loop, you've got Wizard's Wagon. You go down the street furthermore, you've got Star Clippers. I mean, I'm still finding new comic shops today when I'm driving around. There's this new comic store called The Dark Side of Comics. It's like all Star Wars-y.
That's cool.
I want to go check this out. They're up there off Watson.
Really?
Yeah. Like there's just game and comic stores all over the place here. It's an amazing city to live in if you're a nerd. And that's what I think. Here we go. Nerd culture is on the rise. We've had numerous episodes about this. Yep. All right, so nerd culture is on the rise. It's booming. It's acceptable. All the good things. St. Louis used to be, like, not the capital, but we used to be very well known for competitive gaming. Yeah. It was like California, New York, St. Louis. Because we were right there in the middle.
It's Chi-Town, too.
Well,
Chicago.
Chi-Town was never really that big. They had Comic-Con, but now St. Louis has Comic-Con.
Oh, you're talking Wizard World Comic-Con?
Yeah. What happened? Like, where did our player base go? Where did our competitiveness go in St. Louis? Is it because we're so oversaturated with stores that the competitive players don't have to fight in, like, 2 or 3 stores? They can kind of spread out and do their own little ponds?
Well, you kind of have that, because if there's a store right down the street from your house, you get to know the player base there, blah, blah, blah. That becomes your store.
Right. But it's so weird because, we have, like, high-level Magic players in St. Louis. There's more than just, and we know one very well, but there's more than just Zach Voss in St. Louis. Yeah. The thing is they all play at different stores. Whereas if you go to another city where there's only 3 or 4 gaming stores, it tends to be that the players that form the teams are always at that store, and like that's where you go when you want to play players in Magic. It used to be in St. Louis. It used to be if you wanted to get good at Magic, you go to St. Charles Fantasy Shop. That's where you went if you wanted to get good.
My little brother lives. He lives about an hour south of here, and there's a couple of shops out by him, and that's where he was going to play Magic. And, like, talking to him, he's like, yeah, I got this homebrew. It's really good. I'm going to smash the people that play up there. And I'm like, dude, you're in for a rude awakening because we've got really, really good players. These are guys that do pro tours and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you're going to come and you're going to get your ass kicked. I'm like, it's going to be a good learning experience for you. But chalk it up as that and don't let it hit. Don't quit Magic because you're going to come up here and get beat up on.
Well, and when I say this, yeah, and he quit. Did he quit?
No.
No?
No.
That's what happens. You get beat up playing Magic. That's kind of how it works. You know where you really get beat up at, though?
At the High Noon Saloon.
Beer drinking, gun toting, fist flying action.
That's right. If you came looking for a fight,
you walked into the right place.
That's right, guys. If you go to slugfestgames.com/ETG, you can find out a little bit more about games like High Noon Saloon, Red Dragon Inn, Fishing for Terrorists,
and the Battle for Greyport. That's my Chris impersonation.
I like it. So yeah, guys, go to slugfestgames.com/ETG for a little bit more information on that. You can also, if you're a seasoned RDI player or a seasoned High Noon Saloon player, or you're really good at Fishing for Terrorists, stop by there and get some swag.
Or pick up a game that you're not so good at.
Yeah.
Check out what they got.
Get some new characters
for
your Red Dragon Inn. You can get some single characters there.
So guys, go to slugfestgames.com/ETG for more. You know what was interesting was at the Red Dragon Inn, Dave.
Yeah.
Like Dave just flat out going, I want to buy Pookie. Like that's it. Like that's it. He played the game once and he knows who his character is now.
Yeah.
Like,
you know, Pookie was like my go-to.
Like, yeah, he wants to play Pookie. But no, like I find it very odd that and it's only been in the past 7 years that mentality has changed here in St. Louis. And like, yeah, we've had more game stores crop up. We've had more and all game stores that crop up always try to do one thing: is we're going to be the magic place of St. Louis, and it never comes out that way. It's just where you play Magic. And I think Iggy, the old manager at Game Haven, is trying to change that. Like he's trying to bring competitive Magic back to St. Louis in a big way. Yeah, and I hope it works.
He's a fun guy.
He is a fun guy. We need to get him on the show.
We do. He's so full of life, and he's very, very passionate about the hobby, the culture, all of it.
Yeah.
Like, he's a super fun dude to be around.
Not as fun as me.
Nobody's as fun as you, Rodger.
Thank you. This guy struck my ego a little bit.
So, did you watch Game of Thrones last week?
Of course I watched Game of Thrones last week.
I did too. God, it was good.
I want to watch Game of Thrones this week, too. My wife is on this I'm not waiting for you kick. So I'm like, let me go over to Chris's early and get this out of the way.
Let's get this recording.
No, but yeah, no, the dragon showing up and just lighting bitches on fire. Lighting bitches on fire.
Well, what was funny is the way they described it at the end of the episode. They're like, we wanted it to be like an F-16 showed up to a medieval battle.
That's kind of what... Yeah. Yeah, now, I do say this. Have you seen the meme pointed out of, like, the horse riding alongside the water, and it's, like, ankle deep, and then, like, 2 inches to the left, it's the fucking Marianas Trench? How deep really is that water from 4 feet?
There could be a drop-off there.
Like, right there, just drop off.
Yeah.
That's not how oceans work.
There are actually spots in the ocean where it's like that.
That's not how this works.
It could be.
That's not how this
No.
It could be, but come on.
No, it's not.
It's all for drama.
It is.
But Jamie was a badass.
He was. He's like, I'm going to kill Khaleesi.
Which is really interesting because, if you go back to like season 1, Robert was talking about the time that a Lannister almost took him out.
Yeah.
By doing the exact same thing. Not fuck it, I don't know, I'm not that nerdy. But someone almost took Robert out doing the exact same thing.
Jaime Lannister's a badass.
He is. He's going to kill his sister. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I loved Tyrion. He's like, turn around, idiot.
Don't do it. Oh, you fuck.
He's like, you fool. And God, the dragon, dude.
No, okay, so they did such a good job of putting 3 characters I care about in such peril that I was like, there's no way that one of them's not dying right now.
I know.
Like, Jaime, the sellsword, and the dragon, and even Daenerys, I was like, oh my god, one of them is going to die.
Well,
I wasn't ready.
We knew it wouldn't be her.
Yeah. No,
we knew it wouldn't be her.
But I wasn't ready for either of them to die.
Could you imagine what would have happened? So, if they would have killed the mother of the dragons, that dragon would have fucked everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would have been done. It would have been like, fine, you're all dead.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck it. Fuck it. And she showed restraint with the dragon. She really did. I mean, because she could have hit everybody.
Yeah.
And she didn't. But it was really cool. Like, that whole battle was really cool. It makes me so excited for
But she took out
tonight.
supplies and stuff. Like,
she did. She took out the gold caravan. She was calculated.
Like, it was a brilliant attack.
It was. No, I wonder. Like, it seemed like she was just going half-cocked into this. Like, because the scene before was like, I'm fucking tired of waiting. Let's fucking unleash hell. I wonder if Tyrion pulled her aside and said, look.
Oh, they had to have.
Like, just look. Hey, I know you want to go to King's Landing and just fucking rain fire and fucking lava all over the place. Well,
there was the conversation that she had with Jon Snow, and he's like, he's like, yeah, you can go melt a castle with a dragon. And that's what would make you a Targaryen.
Right, and she showed up and she melted some bitches with the dragon.
She did, but it wasn't like you don't have to go and just kill everybody because you can. You need to be the queen that everybody sees you as.
And what she did was she took out the army threatening her.
Yeah. No, she was awesome.
Like, she didn't go take out King's Landing, which she could rightfully just walk right in there and it'd be done.
Basically, yeah.
It would be done.
And then the moments that she's sharing with Jon, making
googly eyes. Oh my god, they're gonna bone so fucking hard. You know it's gonna happen.
Jon's gonna ride a dragon.
Oh my god, Jon's gonna bend the knees in more ways than one.
Bend at the knee, cousin, sister.
There was so Courtney has joined this like funny of the Thrones. And there's this meme of Kit Harington, the director, or the actor who plays Jon Snow.
Yeah.
Like in jeans and a shirt, and he's got his knees like bowed out so they're bent, and it's like a close-up with the knee bent, and Daenerys going, oh!
That's funny.
And Courtney's like, I looked at that for 15 minutes, couldn't figure out why it was so funny. I'm like, because it's bending the knee. That's all she wants.
There was a Selena scene that came out this week.
Yeah.
And it was when the dragon just about blasts Jaime off his horse. And it starts off, it's the Titanic song.
Okay. Yeah, because it goes with everything.
You're here! And he's sinking, there's nothing I fear. It was so good, man.
The best meme I've seen from that episode is like, I'm Jaime Lannister and this is Jackass.
Right.
I mean, that one got me laughing.
That's awesome.
Hey, next episode we're going to talk about the art of taking dick pics.
Okay. So, guys, go to cloud9comicsandmore.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or not .com.
No,
go
eBay's
to eBay, Cloud9 Comics and More. Paul, the owner, has some wicked awesome stuff going on. Basically, you've got CGC graded comics, you've got loose issues, you've got
collections. Like, literally collections are on the eBay store.
You've got collectibles. You've got DVDs.
Weird little...
Buddy Christ.
Like it's nerd paradise.
It really is. And he buys as well as sells.
Yeah, so if you're looking to unload anything, hit him up, send him a message.
Yeah, send him a message on eBay. Let him know what you have. He's fair.
Yeah, no.
He's a fair guy.
I have sold to him before, like long before we even started the podcast. I sold to Cloud9.
Yeah,
and like he came over, he went through everything. The thing I like about him is he educates you. Like he shows you, he's like, look, this is what I'm going to get for it when I sell it. This is what I'm going to give you the price for. Here's why this comic is worth this much. He educates you on the story, on the condition of comics.
He's passionate.
He loves his job.
He does.
And fuck, more power to him.
Well, the way he cares for comics, like if you talk to Jason or one of the guys that works for him, they're like, he loves prepping comics to send them to get graded.
Yeah. And he takes that much care when he sends it out to you.
He does. He does. So he's like he looks at it and he's like, God, this is a 9/8 if I've ever seen one.
I mean, he's been doing it for such a long time, but he still cares. Like I said, he spent 3.5 hours at my house buying comics.
Yeah.
And literally, I only had a long box and a half, but every issue, he was going over everything with me. And if it wasn't the storyline, it was the condition of the comic. If it was something he hadn't read,
yeah,
me and him would sit and talk about it. I mean, he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Cloud9 Comics and More at eBay.
Yep.
Check him out.
And then, guys, go to entertainthegeeky.com. You can follow us on all of our social media. Forgive the state of the website. We're working on it. It should be fixed in the next week or so here. But give us some love. You got anything else?
Just life's a garden. Dig it.
Yeah. Stay geeky.